Okay, it's Tuesday, September 6th. It's 10 o'clock, so an hour and a half into trading. Let's just recap what's developing so far. My last video, I showed you how I went short here near the open. We reached all our targets, and I was discussing how, now it's a matter of do we fail or continue. Well, at this point, you can see we certainly had a little bit of a pause reaching the targets. So here's the daily chart. We reached these two targets. On the weekly chart, I showed you how we reached last week's low and the low from 6 weeks ago. So that was an area to monitor for continuation or failure. So clearly, it would have been nice if you were short to keep going short, but we reversed, inside bar back to the upside, and now we're starting a little higher. Now the question is this the big reversal? And do you want to get long immediately, or are we just pausing here and eventually this day, which for at the moment looks like we're getting a little bit of a hammer bar forming to the upside? Is this just going to fail by the end of the day and have a nice red bar lower, which is still very possible? So the way I see it, just in terms of what I would monitor for now, at this point, there's no, I'm not looking to the long side at all, even though this could be a failure at these key, bigger picture lows, because a couple of things are, have to happen for this day to really turn up. Number one, first of all, we got to take out this intraday high, which is the first bar. I can see some stops up there, so it's possible we head up there and take that out and then immediately reverse. But we haven't even gotten there yet. Number two, even if we get above there, then here's the pre-market high. For this day to turn up in any kind of way, we have to really not only take out this high and continue, but then take out this high and continue, in my mind. And if we take out that, pre-market high, which is this blue line, that to me would signal the possibility that we're getting a two down failure, moving above the halfway point of the prior day, and then maybe moving all the way up. So at this point, we're a long way from either of those two. And I'm expecting, I'm not anticipating that happening at the moment. If it does, then I'll maybe reassess if I want to get to the long side and consider this a major failure to the downside that can start up, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, that type of thing. But we're nowhere near that yet. In terms of the downside at this point, this was the play, it was a play to take a short here near the open, hit the targets. If you're very short-term oriented, there was some great profits to take there. If you scaled out, you would have broken even, let's say, on the second half of the position. Or if you didn't do anything, you should break even and you kind of missed it. But, no risk was the key to that one. Now the question is, do you want to get short again? Well, this type of price action, the way it's heading up here at the moment, it's not kind of a push one down and then an orderly pullback and then a second push down. So I would have to wait until if we can get some kind of failure to head back down here, either maybe taking out this high first to take out some stops, or maybe not reaching there and getting a two down bar. At this point, I would need to see something that comes all the way back down towards these lows and then pauses to the point where we're going to take out those lows. I wouldn't necessarily play the next down move here to get back to those lows, given this structure. So I'm kind of in limbo right here, I guess is the word I'm saying. I don't really know what's going to happen at this moment in terms of, are we going to get strong follow through to the upside and turn this whole day really up in a reversal kind of mode? Are we going to head back down to test those lows? Well, if we do, then maybe I would take a short position on some kind of a setup that would look to take out that low, but I don't see that right now. So I'm just sitting here waiting, and the trade of the day was kind of possibly just in the first, hour or so. And then now I want to really see if none of the above happens, we don't really go up and we don't really come down, then I want to see how this bar ends up closing. Do we close with maybe a little green hammer bar where the weekly bar here will be slightly green, at least for the first day of the week? And then maybe tomorrow I could play the midpoint of that and higher to broaden out here. Towards this target. If it just depends how this day ends up. So it's one of those wait and see kind of situations at the moment. That's kind of what I wanted to highlight. We're only an hour and a half into trading, but I'm going to see, what happens. I'm still biased to the downside, by the way, because the big picture is still this monthly chart, working towards that low. You can see here just for the second, we're slightly turning green on this month, but we're still nowhere above the halfway point of the prior month. So this is just a temporary, couple of days here in the beginning of the month. These are the first 3 days, I think, of this month of September. We went up a little. We had a big failure. We kind of went down. We're kind of bouncing around a little bit here. Still nowhere near the halfway point of the prior day. So, at this point, I'm still biased to the downside. But in terms of any easy setups at this point, I don't see it at the moment. So you just got to patiently wait sometimes. And then if nothing, like I said, happens, then just let's see how this day closes. And that might give a good indication of what to at least look for tomorrow and, into the rest of the week.